Elizabeth Chappell, a lifelong entrepreneur who finally found my niche. After years of new ideas and jumping from business to business, I figured out how to turn a craft into a successful career. In 2016, I started a monthly subscription box for quilters. That little startup has grown into a thriving, multiple six-figure business that I am so proud of. As a published author, designer of fabrics and patterns being sold throughout the world, my favorite thing to do is to teach others how to grow a career of their dreams. Each week, you'll hear from me or from other guests who are creative entrepreneurs, so you can learn exactly what to do and what not to do to grow a career that's more rewarding and successful than you ever thought possible. If you're ready to turn your craft into a career that you love, I am so excited you're here. Welcome to the Craft to Career podcast. I am super excited to have Chris of Modern American Vintage on the podcast today. I have known Chris for years. I'm a huge fan of his products, and now we get to hear about his business and how he got started. So before we dive in, I'm going to read a review that was just left. The reviews are what really keep the podcast going. If you've not left a review, go ahead and pause the podcast. Go ahead right now. You can pause and then come back and just leave a review. This review comes from Kara of Raspberry Tapestry. She says, Elizabeth has created something truly special with the Craft to Career podcast. Every episode is packed with real insight, thoughtful questions, and practical takeaways that I immediately want to apply to my own business. She continues to go on and leaves such a really helpful, thoughtful review. And I cannot say thank you enough. I read every single review that is left and genuinely appreciate you doing this. More importantly, it helps other creative entrepreneurs to find the podcast. So consider this your way of paying it forward. Now let's dive in and let me introduce you to Chris. Chris, thank you so much for being here on the Craft to Career podcast. For our listeners, can you tell us who you are in the quilting community?
Yeah. So first of all, thank you for having me. It's been a long time coming. I know we've been talking about doing this for a couple of years now, and we finally were able to make it happen. So this is really exciting. My name's Chris Hanson, based out of Tennessee. Married to my wife for 11 years. Got 2 kids, 8 and a 4-year-old. And I have found myself in this crazy niche of making quilting notions out of exotic hardwoods, and it's just been an amazing ride the last couple of years here. So, and we're building. It's been amazing.
Okay, so I have to go back. Like when I very first found out about you, Susie Quilts shared about you. Do you know her? Like, how did you guys find each other?
It was through Instagram. I didn't know her before the whole Modern American vintage thing happened. But yeah, we just, connected on Instagram and just kind of sparked up an online friendship. And she's been a huge champion of mine, and she's been awesome to work with.
Oh, I just assumed like you're from Illinois and Susie's from Illinois. I thought you two were like buddies in real life and she knew you from your startup, but no, it was from Instagram.
Yeah, that was just kind of a little coincidence. I was able to help her connect her with some people. I actually went to school for film and video production and motion graphics, all that stuff. So she reached out and asked, if I knew anybody in the area, because she knew that I went to film school. She asked if I knew anybody that would be able to help her out with getting her camera set up, because she was getting more into the video stuff. But I was actually able to connect her with one of my friends from college, and he was able to help her out there. But yeah, just kind of a fun coincidence.
Oh, that's cool. So you went to school for film. How did you end up here? Tell us your journey.
All right. So this is so funny. I feel like I'm telling people a weird dream I had one time when I, share this whole arc. It's really funny. But so I went to school at the Art Institute in Schaumburg for film and video, switched majors to motion graphics, animation stuff. I was working in Chicago, a few different companies, and then we realized that we couldn't make it in Chicago. It was just so expensive. So we threw a Hail Mary pass and followed my sister and my folks out to Las Vegas for a few years. And I was animating slot machine games for about
Really?
3 years. Yeah. And then COVID hit. And my mom was working at a quilting studio, So Yeah Brothers down there. And they had this D-Stash video that they do every week. I think they still do it every week. But they knew that I had cobbled together some basic tools because I just wanted to make toys with my son in the garage, just like I used to do with my grandpa back in the day. And so they asked me if I could make some just simple point turners because my mom showed them the one that I made for her out of some spalted koa and quilted maple, and they're like, "You got to do that for our D stash." So um, we ended up. I ended up making like, I don't know, 15, 20, somewhere around there, and they sold like really, really fast. So it's like, I'm just going to see what we can do with this. But then COVID hit and I was furloughed from my job for a couple months. And then that's when a lot of people started, digging into the quilting craft. And I just kind of rose along the ranks with a whole bunch of people and just snowballed since then. So, and then we were like, you know what? It's, we're kind of fish out of water in the desert here, us Midwesterners. We should head back east and be a little bit closer to a better source of woods, and then just see where this takes us. And now we're just about to finish a workshop, just shy of a 2,000 square foot facility with fulfillment office, clean room for epoxy pours, because I got some really, really fun stuff that we're going to be launching soon. Um, and yeah, it's been awesome. It's been just awesome.
So does this, I'm so intrigued by how it works sustainability wise, not talking like trees, environments, but like the amount of work that you have to do for each product. I mean, is it sustainable? Are you able to support your family with making the wood quilting supplies?
Yes. It's been just fantastic. It's really opened up a lot of opportunity not just for being able to, take care of my family, but the fact that I'm able to stay home with them and see them whenever I want. Because like when I was working in Chicago, when my son was born, I only got to see him, nights and weekends. I felt like a divorced dad. It was awful. But if I just, got to get up, get a cup of coffee, come upstairs, give my kids a kiss, and then, head back to it. But I mean, I do have to spend quite a lot of time in the shop to kind of, just keep up with orders and everything. But I mean, that's business ownership in general. Why work 40 hours for somebody else when you could work 80 for yourself?
Yeah,
So
exactly. Do your kids get to help you? Is it like a family thing?
yeah, I mean, they can only do so much because, they're 4 and 8. But like if I need someone to help me with, putting stickers on the little tins in my polishing compound, I'll commandeer the kids and say, "Hey, this is what you're doing today. You get to help daddy." And then my mom, she's my partner in prototyping. And like I said earlier, I hired her to help me out with emails because it's too much for me to take on and do all the work in the shop too. And then my wife, she helps keep everything legal, working with our accountant and filing trademarks and stuff like that. She's really, really good at that. And it really has turned into a big family business. My sister, she helps me with all my finish sanding. So 99 out of 100 of the hand tools that come out of my shop have passed through her sanding hands. And so that's been a lot of fun to just bring everybody together into this big family unit.
That is really cool. And I do love that. Well, first, I'm intrigued by the wife. Your wife sounds more like the mathematical mind, and you're more the creative mind. Am I right there?
For the most part, yes. She is also very creative. We are planning to branch out into another medium for the quilting
Mm.
industry pretty soon. Really, really excited to get that going. I don't know if she wants me to say anything about it just
Okay, I
yet.
was like, I have to ask about this. So, are you ready to announce, or are we going to wait for a big reveal?
Not quite yet, but there will be a big reveal.
Okay.
We have a little bit of infrastructure to build yet for that. So
My
um,
wheels are turning. I'm like, infrastructure, other
it's
material, quilting. Hmm.
it's going to be awesome.
Wow, this is cool. And I have to say, your mom sent me an email the other day. She was like, "Hey, it's Chris's mom." She came to this like 3-day event that I had. She's so sweet, so proud of you. And like, that was really sweet of her. So tell her I said hi.
Will do.
Um, I'm not a woodworker. We're not, this is audio, right? But like, to the best that you can, how do you make these amazing quilt block wood things, you know?
Well, first of all, I have to give credit where credit is due, and that is like especially to the designers I've been working with. I don't know if you've been seeing some of these collaborations I've been doing with like Liza Taylor, and we're in the
Hmm.
middle of one with Corey Yoder right now, and like that's where the woods really shine is when they're used in these piecing projects. I think, um, but as far as putting everything together, it's a kind of a laborious process. You have to wait for glue to dry, so I mean, you have to wait several hours in between stages. So you're always trying to find, two or three other projects to work on while you're waiting for the glue to dry. And so it's definitely an exercise in your mental faculties, I guess, trying to keep
Yeah.
everything in line. Yeah, it's just looking at a piece of wood, seeing it's the potential in that big old lump of material, whatever it is, and figuring out what is going to best present that wood grain and that color. I like to do a lot of clappers. That's probably my favorite thing to make because it presents a really large canvas to showcase as much of that grain and color as possible. And the fact that everything is unique, all the wood grain, you're never going to find anything that's exactly the same. Um, it really keeps the whole process fun and exciting and new and unique and fresh and I don't know if that answers your question.
Yeah. Well, and like, so I have a wood clapper of yours, which I love. It's a piano, and I play the piano. So when I saw it, I was like, "Oh, I got to get it." I love the business model that like there is only one of a kind, because of the wood. Each one is unique, and if you want it, you got to get it. But I like, and Eliza Taylor, we're good friends. I've been watching her share your products and with her designs, which are awesome. How do you put make these little designs with the wood? Like, do you carve out a little piece and glue it in? Like, I just can't. My head can't get it.
Well, the techniques differ, like the paper piecing with Liza stuff. I though everything is hand cut. I don't have any CNCs in my shop. I've got one that will be setting up in the new workshop, but that's going to be for more like batch out manufacturing stuff. But right now, like what I'm doing right now is everything is hand cut. Everything from Modern American Vintage will be hand cut in the future. I'm not going to rely on the CNC because that just I like uh the the handmade nature of all of my tools. The CNC is just going to be for a completely different aspect of the business. But um, so with the paper piecing, I cut out a little template on a piece of paper, trace out a whole bunch of pieces on a board, cut those out on a bandsaw, and then sand them down with a belt sander to make a nice flat surface to glue everything, and then you know my gosh, those hummingbirds. There's like over 20 different pieces in the design, and that's not including the gluing to the bases, making the little knob handles and everything for them. So I mean, these hummingbirds have taken me a while. Um, but then as far as other things like the sheep block that we're making with Corey, I'm able to cut out a lot of that stuff on the table saw. It makes it a little bit faster, but I mean, not really too much. But yeah, just figuring out what stages, how many pieces you can glue up together in one stage to make it as efficient as possible. And then after that glue dries, you got to prep it for the next glue up phase. There's just a whole bunch that goes into it.
Have you ever done a video of like the process, or is that proprietary? And you're like, I mean, honestly, you could show me, and even the tools that you're naming, I'm like, I'm gonna have to Google that. Like, it's just not in my wheelhouse. But I would love to see the process.
I mean, there is a certain level of proprietary nature in some of the steps. A lot of the stuff
Hmm.
is I taught myself on YouTube. I mean,
Okay.
there's nothing that I'm doing that can't be done by other people. Making the videos, that would add so much time into the whole
Oh yeah.
process. So
Don't I know it?
yeah. I mean, just the shooting and the editing would at least double the whole process.
You've got some people though, right? You went and film and you've got some. I mean, Susie was asking you for recommendations. So I think you know of some people.
They're all back up in Illinois. I'm in Tennessee now,
Mm,
so yeah, I'm
okay.
gonna have to. Maybe I'll find somebody. Maybe I'll have my mom shadow me with the
Yeah.
cell phone and just film the process, and we can put that together. But yeah, even if I was just to just film and edit, make a really simple simple cut, it would at least double the whole time, the whole process.
Yes.
So eventually, I do want to do that though. Um, we'll just have to see. Yes.
Yeah. No, I mean, have you seen those reels on Instagram? Like, if you're watching a video of something that's handmade, just know that this took twice as long because, like, it was recorded.
Yeah.
So that's the crux of the whole, social media and having to show the process. I'm like, ooh.
Right.
How do you source the materials? Like, where do you go to get the wood?
I've established a lot of really great relationships with wood traders around the country, a couple around the world. There's one in Thailand that I'm testing out for a wood called Amboina burl. It is, oh my God, it's stunning. It's amazing. This really deep, rich red orange hue. Sometimes you got some two tone where the red heartwood in the center of the tree butts up against the white sapwood up against the bark of the tree. So you got this really clear cut contrasting line between the red heartwood and the white sapwood, and it's amazing stuff. So hopefully that works out well. But I've spent a lot of time in different wood trader forums online. Believe it or not, eBay is a really good source for all this stuff.
Hmm.
Um, and then yeah, just I got a really great lumber yard up in Knoxville that I go to all the time, and it's great couple guys that run that place. Um,
Have you always known different types of wood? Like, my dad's an agronomist and he knows all the plants, Or is this your thing? Or are you like, well, I better learn it now that I'm making wood stuff?
that yeah, I had to learn it, and my gosh, there is still so much to learn. There are hundreds and hundreds of different species of trees that I would just love to work with, but a lot of them, believe it or not, are you have to have really stringent regulations just to even import it into the country. Some woods you can't even make an item and ship it out of the country without it's unbelievable. Some of these stories that you hear about people in rock bands, they'll go to different countries, and their guitar has an inlay of some specific wood, and it gets confiscated because it's not part of this. It's called the CITES list.
Wow.
It's yeah, the wood trader industry is way more regulated than you can even imagine.
Why is that? I can see like a seed or something where you would go and plant it and it'd be foreign and throw off the ecosystem, but like a guitar? What's going on with that?
Yeah, it's all about like regulating the trade of a material. It's the same thing. Like you can't buy elephant ivory or rhino horn because it's if the trade is allowed, it would incentivize poachers essentially.
Gotcha.
So they have to be really careful about like some woods in like in California, the redwoods. You can't you can't cut down a redwood tree. You have to just pick up deadfall or something that was cut down back in the logging days from like 100 years ago. I've got a really great Sawyer out in Oregon that deals specifically in that stuff, and he'll just go out in the woods and he'll find these big old chunks of redwood burl that have just been sitting there for 100 years, and thankfully he was able to snatch those up before it all decayed back into the earth, and we can still enjoy the rich colors and the grains and everything, and so yeah, there's a lot into it.
So there is wood out there that is like rare, right? Like, have you ever made a piece that's like, this is a rare redwood. You can't, there's only two of these in the whole world. Did you have anything like that?
Well, I did have a bunch of redwood lace burl clappers that I had just listed a bunch, just maybe a week or two ago, and that stuff is really hard to come by in any substantive quantities. That's not insanely expensive. So I was able to pick up another few chunks of that. So I'm gonna be making some more of those pretty soon. But then you got things like pink ivory out of Africa. There's a really it's really hard to get that stuff without paying an arm and a leg for it. So when I do get the opportunity to work with it, I have to be very sparing with it because it's a very precious material. But yeah, there are so many other just amazing woods out there with fantastic figure, but spendy, very spendy.
Yeah. So, from a marketing standpoint, my wheels are turning. Do you tell the story of the wood? I feel like I'm hearing you talk about this redwood and this pink ivory. Just hearing you talk about how rare it is, I'm like, well, now I've got to have it. So, like, do you build this up? If it feels like, what a marketing opportunity, you know?
I should start, shouldn't I?
Yes. Yes. Share, man. I mean, you share when you have that pink ivory, I want in. Like, that is just because it's rare and from Africa and it's pink, I'm like, what the? I want it, you know?
Yeah, yep. I've actually got a batch coming pretty soon. The I've only found one dealer that doesn't charge, obscene prices for it. And he's got a big batch of it, and I just said, just give me it all. Just let me have all
Hmm.
of it. So hopefully
Hmm.
in the next couple weeks that should be here, and I can start cutting to that because we've got some more really fun collaborations that are going to be requiring the pink ivory for the designs.
How do you choose who you're going to work with? Do you like see a quilt design that you like and you reach out? Do people reach out to you? Like, what's going on there?
A little bit of both. I do reach out to the people if I see a design that I'm just really passionate about, and I was like, I can make that, and it's also going to be. I'm also going to be able to make that. I'm sorry if I'm starting to talk fast. I'm getting really excited just talking about this
Good.
stuff.
Yeah, I love it.
Um, but if I see a design that I'm really passionate about, and I can make it with woods that are relatively easy to resource or to source, then I reach out and say, "Hey, what do you think?" And so far, we've had a lot of success with that. I've had a few people reach out. We've done some collaborations with people who've reached out. Um, but yeah, it's kind of snowballing right now. We're about a year and a half out with our schedule right now. So
Wow.
yeah,
So can
it's
you share this pink wood, like who you're going to be working with? Is that going to be like we're waiting to tell?
well, right now I've got some the sheep clappers, the woolly
Hmm.
flowers clappers I'm doing with Corey. Some of those clappers have some of the pink ivory in it. Let me see here. So I'm sorry that the people on audio can't see this, but I mean, look, that stripe of pink, that is all natural. I don't use
That
any
is so
dye or
cool.
stain in any of the woods that I use. Everything is completely naturally figured and colored, and you can actually make the entire color wheel, all primary and secondary colors with natural wood. It's unbelievable. It's amazing.
There's blue and green and
Yeah.
purple. Like,
Yep.
this is mind blowing.
Yep. You got purple heart. You got buckeye burl, which is it's a type of spalting in this buckeye tree out in California. That's where I source all of my buckeye burl. And that spalting is blue. It's like a dusty, smoky gray blue. It's amazing. And then you got green. There's a wood called lignum vitae. It's a South American wood. They actually used to grind up some of the wood and use it as lubrication in old ships in the 17 and 1800s. It's the hardest wood in the world, and it
Okay.
feels like waxy to the touch. It's when you work with these woods, it's not the same texture and feel as like your Home Depot pine wood.
I am like thinking back, my dad, he, not to your degree, but he does do some woodworking stuff. And I do remember him saying, like, I believe, I could be wrong, pine is very soft. And he would show me how you could dent it really easily. And other woods are not. They're more firm and it's hard to like indent them. So are there certain woods that you just won't work with because they're problematic?
Mm, not necessarily. I typically won't work with softwoods like pine. Now technically redwood is a softwood because it's a type of conifer. So there is a possibility for you to dent the woods, but it's just too beautiful not to use. So you just got to treat it with a little bit of respect. But I mean, when you whack anything with the hammer hard enough, it's going to dent. But I mean,
Right. Well, these are quilting notions. We're not like walking on wood floor here, or anything like
right.
that. So I am curious, how do you decide? I like you shared how you made your first, and I never know what to call those. What pointers? The things that
The
the
point
first
runners?
tool pointer, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay, I use it. I don't even know what it's called. I'm like that thing that has a pointy edge. But how do you pick like now we're gonna make a clapper? Now I'm gonna make a seam roller. Or like how do you decide?
It all really kind of depends on what the size of material I have available, how that's going to be used. If I've got like, I typically work from a large scale item down to the smaller scale, because like I said with the clappers, you want to showcase that grain and color as much as possible, and the clapper gives you the greatest canvas for that. Inevitably, you're going to end up with a bunch of smaller offcuts that are going to be better suited for finger pressers or point turners or hair markers, what have you. And then once those are all cut out and used, I'll bring it down to the seam rippers because that's the smallest uh, wood that I can use for these different tools.
I will say whenever because I have a lot of your supplies, whenever I make a reel and I usually don't even think about it. I just use it and it's in the reel and people will be like, wait, what is that thing? I'm like, oh yeah, let me tag them. Like this is, but it always gets questions. People are like, oh my gosh, I need that.
I see those reels. It's awesome to see my stuff out in the wild. I love it.
I will say, like, my downfall as a content creator, I forget to tag people. People like tag everyone. I'm like, ooh, I just forget, so I will do my best to tag you whenever it's in
It's all good.
there. So okay, years ago, I was going to go to Quilt Market. And then my husband ended up like leaving his company and opening his own, and I could not leave. But we were going to have a booth like right next to each other. Talk to me
That's
about
right. Yeah.
Quilt Market. Not Quilt Market. It was Quilt. What is it?
Is it QuiltCon?
QuiltCon? Yeah, QuiltCon.
Yeah.
How has that been going to QuiltCon? Has that been successful for you?
QuiltCon is awesome. We freaking love that show. It's so much fun. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of work. I mean, especially just gearing up. Like I literally spend 2 solid months just working for that show, and unfortunately, not a whole lot gets up on the website. And we never reach our goal. We're always tagging stuff in the hotel room on the way there. Um, but I mean, we have to come proper to that show because like yeah, everybody in the quilting industry has been just so unbelievably generous to us. It's been amazing. Um, but yeah, the people that run that show are just fantastic people. They do a lot to help the people get set up. One year they had forklift drivers come and help take stuff off of the trucks and everything. And but yeah, it's our favorite show, hands down.
Yeah. So I'm assuming it's really nice for you to get to like make a personal connection with people.
Hmm.
And what okay, have you been surprised? This is something I have never done a show, but I'd like to for this reason. When people walk into your booth, you see instantly what your top sellers are. Like, man, 90% of the people are drawn to this. So we're going to like have you noticed that?
Yeah. The clappers 100% are our bestseller. And then we launched those travel kits, the little 4-piece travel kits with a little tiny 4 by 4 inch mini travel clapper that also has a couple little holes in the top to stick pegs in to keep your thread spools from rolling around. And then there's a little storage in the side with a little swing door to keep
No
that
way.
Yeah, and then they're magnetized on top of that, so you can keep all your pins and needles and everything.
What?
And yeah, then we have a little mini combo tool, hair marker and point turner on the other end,
Mm-hmm.
and a little mini finger presser and mini seam ripper. And we sold a whole bunch of those at the last show. But yeah, those and the clappers are our top sellers for sure.
Would you ever, now that you said a clapper with a hole in the top, would you ever do a clapper with a little hole where you could put your seam ripper in there and that like stays together? I'm going to throw
Interest-
that out there.
Interesting.
Or a magnetic door. Anyhow, somehow to keep it all. Anyhow, I'm just throwing out ideas. Run with it if it works. If not, let it go.
I like ideas. Anybody that's got ideas, send us an email. I mean, we've got a running list of things that we're going to start prototyping here pretty soon. Whatever you got, send it over.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I try to look at because I like beautiful things. When I'm sewing, I don't like all the plasticky. So if there's something like a hair marker, I love the wood because it's natural, it's beautiful, and all of it. So if I think of anything, I'll be like, could you please make this just so I can have it be beautiful? I
Yep.
even have your I don't know if you can see it, my thread. It's on one of your spool holders
Oh
that you
yeah.
made.
Yep.
I just like beautiful things.
Everything's working out well for you?
Oh yeah, love it. Absolutely love it.
My goal is to replace all of the plastic in everybody's sewing studios. Once that happens, I'll be happy.
Yes. And it's so much more beautiful, all of it. It's just more I love
Mm.
it. When you say finger presser, is that the seam presser that I'm seeing behind you, the roller thing?
Well, we got seam rollers and seam rippers here. So you got the roller. I believe this is what people use more for FPP stuff, and then this is if you just want to just quick run over and not have to break out your iron every time. Just something quick.
I didn't know you offered those. I'm
Uh-oh.
gonna have to get one. That's gonna be a game changer.
Yeah,
Awesome.
we've got a whole bunch of different stuff we're going to try and prototype. So, um, we're always trying to grow. Yeah. So if you've got ideas, please send them over.
Yeah. So, for the listeners, I mean, most listeners on the podcast, well, they're quilters and business owners. So, what advice would you give to someone who's starting a creative business, not even woodwork, but just creative business?
The number one thing that I can say is be generous. If you want to work with somebody, you have to offer them the something of real value, I guess. And don't expect people to pay you for that opportunity to work together. I figure if you want to grow, find a way to grow together. If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
How has that looked for you? Like, what? Give us an example.
Well, number one, the doing with these collaborations, I like to, just, I'm going to give you some stuff to mess around with, and if you like it, we can, if you want to work together, awesome. Um, I love to give things away. If it made any financial sense whatsoever, I would give all my stuff away because I love giving gifts. Um, but yeah, that's my biggest thing is I just be generous with what you have and what you can offer.
Okay. On that, been, has that, well, I guess it hasn't, but has it ever like hurt you to give away so much? Like, have you ever been like, man, that kind of dinged us a little bit? Or have you always been like, oh, that paid off in other ways or whatever?
So far, we've not had any issues. I mean, my gosh, I've still got collaborations with people that I gave tools to a year or two ago, and we still haven't had a chance to dive in together. Um, but I got their names on a list. I will be contacting them soon. Don't think you've gotten away with something.
Right. Well, I mean, we took years to get this podcast,
Yeah,
so yeah.
I think we're at least two years in the making, huh?
Because I think it was 2023 that I was going to go to QuiltCon and we talked about all this. So it
Mm.
was six. 6 years, 3 years. Anyhow, math is not my thing.
You're talking to a guy that was happy to pass algebra with a D minus. So yeah.
Well, I just had an author on the podcast, and she went to a college because they offered no math classes. I was like, oh,
Oh
we are cut from the same cloth.
yeah.
So okay, I have an idea, kind of what we've talked about, but how have you grown your following, your customer base?
Um, Always trying to outdo myself. That's number one. I am not afraid of a really really good challenge, like some of these different things that I've been doing, like the paper piecing. I had never done anything like that before, and I was, is this even going to be, a good use of like am I going to even be able to make these things in an efficient manner? So yeah, with all these different collaborations, when we do these giveaways, like we have our very simple set of rules. Just tag us, like the page, like the different channels, like the picture, whatever. And then having people tag their friends that quilt, and then just it kind of just grows. I don't want to say organically, but but that's the thing. I haven't paid a single dime for advertisement since we started this whole thing. So it's just trying to get as much of my work out in front of as many people as possible. And I feel we found that just having you tag your friends to in order to win a fun prize has been the best way to do it. Um, I do like to give away a lot of stuff for big sewing retreats. Yeah, and it all just goes back to be generous, and things just work. I don't know
Yeah.
how else to describe it. It's really
Yeah.
something.
Well, and when you said collaboration, that's what I really see you do very well. Like you team up with these talented designers who have a following and they're sharing about your product. And so, I mean, because I was it, did you, who, there was like a strawberry. Was that Liza Taylor? Who did you do the strawberry
Yeah,
block? Or was that Lella Boutique?
that was
Liza Taylor?
that was Liza. Yep.
Yeah, okay. She has some good designs, man. I do love her stuff. So I know you hinted at a few things, but can you share what's next for Modern American Vintage?
Okay, so we've got more collaborations coming. The next one is, my gosh, it's going to be a lot of fun. I will say the only thing I'll say is it is with Art East Quilting Company. It's yeah, I love how these ones turned out. They're going to be awesome.
All right, I'm intrigued.
And then let's see here. So we're about to get into our workshop. I think we're just a few weeks away from getting in there because, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to get out of my little cramped 2-stall garage. It's horrible. I've got so much stuff packed in there. I get my high knees in every day, just stepping over everything.
Uh,
um, but yeah, those are the big things. We're going to be launching a couple different things here pretty soon. The one I'm really excited about is, well, first of all, we just are about to launch our first pattern. We're finally getting into some pattern design, which is going to be fun.
Wait, like field pattern design
hmm
or
Yeah,
really? I
yeah,
did not know this.
yep. You're the first person I've told. So that should
Wow.
be coming out hopefully within the next couple weeks. I just got to figure out how to do how to put PDFs for sale on the website. And we've got a whole bunch of paper.
Who designed it? Who wrote it? I'm so intrigued. You know, that's like my thing.
Yeah. I designed it. I sat down with a pad of grid paper and some markers one night, and I came up with a couple different things. The first one is more of a traditional, like star block, but
Hmm.
then after that, it's gonna get kind of weird. So
Cool.
just be looking for that. That's gonna be. I'm really really pumped about those. And then the thing that I'm really excited about, we just launched our very own Quilter's coffee brand, Quilting
Nice.
Fuel. So we've got 4 different flavors. We're going to be putting those on the website within the next few days.
Okay, wait. How did you think of this? That is so cool. I like how. Yeah, how'd you come up with that?
So my builder, his name's Joe. He's got his fingers in a whole bunch of different pies, like so many different businesses. It's wild. And one of those is a coffee roaster here in Chattanooga. And I was like, okay, there's got to be a way that we can work that into the quilting industry. And I'm like, quilting fuel,
Yep.
obviously. So yeah, there we tested, I think they have 10, 11, 12 different flavors. We picked out our four favorites. Got a decaf that is, I'm not a decaf drinker, but I freaking love this stuff. It's awesome. And then we've got three other really really good ones. Fantastic stuff. But yeah, we want to try and bring as many other businesses around our area into the fold, and help them grow, and that helps us grow. Like I said, grow together as much as you can. Yeah, that's what we've got coming up this year. A couple other small tools here and there, but yeah, those are the big ones.
Cool. All right. So for the listeners who are like, where do I find this? Where should they go?
I like to I do most of my all of my showcasing on my Instagram. Just type in Modern American Vintage and you'll see the logo. And then my website, modernamericanvintage.com, is where you can get all your loot. And I try and keep that as well stocked as possible, but it's a losing battle.
Yeah. What can you
It's
do?
yeah, I do what I can. I go as fast as I possibly can. But yeah, I mean, there might come a point here where I need to start thinking about hiring some contract work or something, because like I was up till about 11:30 last night just trying to get the latest round of glue ups done with these hummingbirds, and then you know like you're a business owner, you're well aware of 14, 15 hour days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Are there like, well, this is me because I am always business and so, but are there like college students around you or people that you could hire that could do that, you know?
I'm sure there are. I mean, we're in the this neighborhood Facebook group. I'm sure I could post something like a help wanted ad on there, and I'm sure I could get a couple people. But I like to keep my hands on pretty much everything, and I need to get over that. I know that.
It's hard though, because it's never the same, the quality you give up, it's a give and take, so
Yeah. But luckily, I've got my family. They have been really, really great at helping me grow this thing. Like when we get into my workshop, uh, so my folks and I went in on a plot of land up north of Chattanooga. We got about 32 acres up there, and we're building the workshop up there. And their house is right up the road from them. And then we bought another small plot across the creek from them. So we're going to be building our house there, hopefully within the next couple years, as soon as the workshop is done. And so we'll all be in that same general area. My mom's going to come and help me with fulfillment and getting the website restocked, and I'll be able to focus more of my time on the creation of everything. So as soon as that workshop is up, things will go a little bit smoother. But yeah, like I had to, just say, you know what, I need you to take care of emails, Mom. What's your hourly rate?
yeah.
I got to stop kidding myself.
I know it. Usually by the time you hire someone, you needed them like a year ago, it's like
Yeah,
you're just drowning and it's like, I've just got to. So
yeah, yeah.
I think
No,
you're
this
there.
is
I
a
can
long
see it on
time
your
coming
face.
too.
Yeah. Well, you guys are doing an amazing job. Like, as the listeners know, I've wanted to have you on the podcast for years. I love the product. It is such a cool business model because it is unique. And in this era of AI and mass production, I think we're all craving the craftsmanship, handmade, human touch.
Yeah, I'm so thankful I was able to get into this now, because I mean, talking about AI, I was an animator. I can't even imagine having a job a year from now with all the stuff that they are able to do with AI. Yeah, this is just a dream come true that I've been able to do this. It's been so much fun, and I've always been into art, and I've always loved being able to make tangible things, and sitting in front of a computer making animations was just not doing it for me. So yeah, I'm really, really happy that I was able to make this switch. It's a big, weird career shift. I'll give you that,
Right?
but it's been awesome.
Well, have you heard that little phrase, like the riches are in the niches? Like, talk about a niche. When people ask what you do, are you like, buckle up? I make
Yeah,
wood supplies for
yeah.
quilters. Like,
I have a group of guys that I'll go hang out with every once in a while. We'll have cigars around a bonfire. And when someone new comes along, we're introducing each other. They say, "Hey, Chris, what do you do?" I'm like, "Okay." And then everybody else around us that knows, they all laugh, and it's funny.
yeah. But I actually lean into that weirdness now when people ask what I do. I'm like,
Hmm.
here we go,
Yeah, you're dang skippy. I'm in the quilting world, and it's awesome.
That's all right. Well, thank you so much for being here on the podcast. Just keep up the good work. We love what you're doing. The world, collective we.
Elizabeth, it was awesome to finally talk to you. This has been great.
Chris, thank you so much for being on the podcast. My gosh, that was so fun to talk with you and to hear all that goes into your amazing products. And yes, I absolutely want one of those blocks that has the pink wood in it. So I'm going to be keeping my eyes out for that. Listeners, I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we enjoyed making it. We'll see you next time right here on the Craft to Career podcast.